Welcome to today's episode. We are excited to have a tech leader with 30 years of experience. Rajat has done it all, from managing hundreds of dealers in Gujarat's cement industry to leading tech teams that work on everything from transportation services to mobile apps. His latest creation is HyLyt, with a twist in the spelling, HyLyt, an app that changes how we handle information on our devices. Rajat loves technology, music, and traveling. He is also a big fan of connecting with people and is involved in many businesses and tech groups. Plus, he is a sought-after speaker and mentor, known for inspiring others to think outside the box. Today, we are chatting with Rajat about his journey and the lessons he has learned while building his company, HyLyt. Welcome to the show, Rajat.
Thank you so much, Anshuman. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, you are also involved with TiE. Let's talk about the TiE Vadodara and how you got involved with TiE, and then you were also a treasurer at TiE. Tell me your journey with TiE.
Well, interestingly, I've been part of TiE for more than 12 years now. So I was a part of TiE Silicon Valley, then I was a part of TiE Delhi, TiE Mumbai, TiE Ahmedabad, and finally I was part of the team that launched TiE Vadodara. So I got connected to TiE when I attended a TiECon at Silicon Valley almost 12, 13 years ago with a friend of mine. And I was quite inspired what TiE stands for, what TiE does, and how it's helping fellow entrepreneurs. Later it became a lot about startups as well. But 12 years ago, it was more about helping entrepreneurs when they're looking to start their journey. So it was quite inspiring, and I said, okay, this is something I would love to be a part of. And that's how I came in. So, and it's been a very interesting journey working up, being a part of different chapters, connecting with different people, and hearing about their journey, helping them where possible.
So how did you start your startup journey? You were an entrepreneur and a business guy, so much of tech experience and, in so many industries. What prompted you to start HyLyt?
Okay, so it was a very common yet a very interesting thing which triggered the need for HyLyt. So I run some other businesses, and I was attending a meeting for one of my other businesses, and some information popped up on my mobile. Now, not wanting to be rude, I swiped it, thinking I'll come back to it later. Next day, once I'm back at office, and next day that information was not to be found. It was lost in, like they say in the haystack or in the deep information silos we have. And as a result, I lost a good business opportunity. And that set me thinking that there has to be a better way to manage this. So I spoke to some people who were in the tech space if there was any product which solves this problem. Nobody seemed to have a clue how to do it. Then I spoke to a few known people if somebody else also thinks this is a problem, or am I the only one seeing this as a problem? And then a lot of people said yes. So that's how the idea was born. And very honestly, initially it was just, I do have a technical background, so it was more of a personal challenge. How can we solve this problem, So it was more of a personal challenge and not really a business thing. But interestingly, TiE has a major role to play there. So I should tell you about that. So we started building the product, and we had an initial thought in place. And like I said, it was just a personal challenge. But in March of 2017, TiE Silicon Valley put me as a TiE 50 company, like top 100 companies, which out of almost 1,600 companies they reviewed. And they nominated me as a top 50 company. And that kind of changed everything. That if TiE Silicon Valley thinks I'm that important, what I'm doing, then there is more to it, more than a personal challenge. And that's when we converted it into a full business and started working on it as a business. So
yeah, wow, great. So for viewers, TiE 50 is a competition which is done by TiE Silicon Valley. Startups from all around the world apply, and only the top 50 companies are given the opportunity to pitch in front of accredited investor at their annual conference in Silicon Valley. So it is a big big and very coveted, event where only the top companies get to perform. So congratulations to you on that, Rajat.
Thank you.
So, yeah, so then let's talk about this product HyLyt. How do you define this product to a layman who is not a technology geek? What the product does and how it is going to be beneficial to the users?
So our product is here with a very simple mission to help solve the problem of too much information and information overload. And information is very powerful, but it is useful up to a certain measure. When there's an overdose of information, it becomes counterproductive because it becomes a mental strain, stress, causes anxiety and overwhelms us. So we are not able to make the best use of the information. And it is manifesting in a way which is causing us to reduce our attention span. Just to give you a little shocking number, the global average for the human attention span is down to 8.25 seconds as per studies conducted by the likes of McKinsey. And this has gone down by 30% in the last 20 years and is a cause of great concern because it's a significant reason for a lot of people having, mental anxiety and stress disorders because they're always overwhelmed trying to stay on top of things. And like you said, a typical layman example is every layman has information on their email boxes, on the SMS windows, WhatsApp windows. If they're using a calendar, it's on the cloud, it's on their Facebook, it's on their Instagram, it's on their LinkedIn. Information is everywhere. But staying on top of it is a challenge which is causing a lot of issue for everybody, whether individuals or businesses. So HyLyt was made to solve that problem.
So it is an app which will be sitting in your app store, and from there, once you have logged in, you have to create all the profiles in this app, like LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or X nowadays, and then the magic will happen. And it will only filter and give you the required information that is good for you and your business, or how does it, takes out the noise?
Sure. So let me talk about a typical user experience. So before starting, HyLyt does exactly what the word says, highlight. And people who have used highlighters know what a highlighter does. So HyLyt is kind of working in a similar way. So if I have to talk about a typical day for any of our users, so let's say out of 100 mails you get on any given day, are all of them useful? No. Can you delete them all? Again, no. Why? Because there will be 2, 3, 4, 5 emails which are very useful for you. And we as users will do something to highlight them. Maybe put a star on them, put it on a priority folder, save it on your desktop, the most commonly used options. Now let's talk about a second platform, whether it's instant messaging through Slack, Teams, WhatsApp, WeChat. Out of 300-400 messages received across these multiple platforms, let's say there are, again, can you delete all? No. Are all important? No. But there would be maybe 10, 15, 20, 30 which are very important. And you will do something to highlight them. Maybe a screenshot, a copy paste, or putting a star. And this is something you're doing on every platform you use. And again, studies done by the big consulting companies show that all of us use 8 to 10 products on any given day. And all the products we use have information, but not all of it is important. Now, can you think of a simple and easy way to save, organize, and manage all this information, which is important for you, but sitting in different places? AI is advancing very well, but AI cannot choose the things which are most important for you, down to the last mail or message. They can probably filter at best 50%. But the final few things which are important, that we as humans need to do. So HyLyt helps you make that process, that journey, way better than what you're doing today. So we reduce your human effort by 50% in doing this exercise. And then we give you very powerful tools on how to organize, interconnect all this information by removing the distraction noise. And then we give you very powerful ways to secure this information so that it stays in a controlled space and you know exactly what people are doing with this information. So we're giving you what, you know, every organization dreams of, a single source of truth, or what every individual needs, a go-to place for every information that matters to them. That's what our journey is all about.
So I think, Rajat, it is not just important for the individual users, but for corporate users also, with a large company getting so many messages to various platforms on a daily basis, they will be a strong user of your product also.
Absolutely. The bigger the organization, the more distributed its workforce, the more useful my product is for them. And if you add the fact that they are concerned about the security or confidentiality of their information, if there's sensitivity in the information being managed, I'm probably the best option they have, unless they decide to get a custom product made, which a lot of people end up doing.
Yeah. So Rajat, where are you in your journey? Where is the startup? Is the product ready? Are people using it? Where are you?
So we divided the entire product journey into two parts. So we have completed part one. We have made the product. It's a usable, saleable product. We've done some paid pilots and validations. And now we are starting the journey of customer acquisition in home markets to some extent, because India is not really the market for our product. But Singapore and US, which are our key markets, where we are making initiatives to acquire customers. Simultaneously, we have also started work on our AI layer on the product, and we will be able to offer AI-powered product by end of this year, early next year. And all our existing customers will get a free upgrade to the AI version without any additional cost. So that's where we are on the product side, and we've started, since we started talking, we are getting a lot of good interest. We are having good interactions, and the most heartening thing is when I tell somebody about the product, the common response is, "Oh my God, I need it now. How can I get it?
Yeah.
Where have you been till now?" I get these kind of responses. So that is very heartening to hear.
Yeah, absolutely. Who is your competition in India and here in US?
Directly, we do not have a significant company doing what we are doing. But yes, there are a lot of products doing some part of what we are doing. So rather than saying competitor, what I like to say is that, okay, nearby products. And we do have some nearby products, which are mostly, as it happens, mostly US companies, the likes of Monday, Notion, ClickUp. They are doing some parts of what we do, and probably the nearest to what we are doing. I think I missed mentioning, we do have 2 issued patents in US, 2 issued patents in India, and we are patent pending in Singapore. So there is a value proposition we are bringing to the table, something different we have done, which is why we have a patent. So, which is why probably we don't have a direct competitor doing exactly what we are doing.
Got it, Rajat. So how much time did it take? When did the journey start?
It's been a long journey, and quite full of experience and its own challenges. So it's been more than 5 years. We went through a COVID of 2 years where we literally went to the grave and came back. So that was really difficult because we kind of launched our product in March 20, and the lockdown happened and all hell broke loose, and everything we had done till then kind of fell apart, so as to say. So we had to rebuild a lot of things after that. So it's been 5+ years. If I remove COVID, about 3.5 odd years, and we have been bootstrapped till now. We did get some investor interest at some of the events we took part. We got some term sheets, but since we were not looking to get investors on board at that time, so we decided to politely decline and move forward on our own. So we have been bootstrapped for a major part of our journey. We started our fundraise very recently. So
Yeah, so Rajat, there are two school of thoughts on fundraising. One is try to raise funds early so that the market understands that there are other believers in you. Another school of thought is that don't raise the funds unless you need it. There is no point in diluting the equity. And I have a third analogy, and that is that your customers are the best supporters of your product. So if you have paying customer, and as you mentioned that you are doing some paid pilots, if that is happening, then you really don't need, unless you need to develop more, or go into new geographical area, or pump money into marketing and sales, then it is another thing. But if there is no need, why dilute, and then government grants are also available. And then if you have to take a loan, you can take a loan which is non-dilutive equity, rather than going for an equity round and things like that. So congratulations on that. Do you have a co-founder in your company?
I did have a co-founder, and he ran into a medical issue and some personal challenges. So he is not been. He could not be very active. So he could not be very active for the last few months, and he is looking for an exit if possible. So I am looking to for a new co-founder so that I can give him his exit. He wants to spend time with his family. So
Sure.
we are working on that. So I do have a co-founder, but we are looking for a new one, someone in the US to join our team and help us make things happen on the US side. So
Yeah, I feel that, since you are a techie and, the development team is back there in India, and you see Europe, Singapore, and US as a potential market, having a co-founder here in the US, more so a sales partner who is really comes from the industry or knows how to do sales, will be the right fit for you. Just understanding your story so far.
absolutely,
I think
that's exactly what we are hoping to find and what we are looking for. So let's see how that goes.
So you did talk about COVID, and COVID had hit hard to so many entrepreneurs and startup founders. Any other challenges that you saw in the last 5.5 years, barring 2 years, so 3.5 years, why?
Yeah.
Where did that start?
Any startup journey is all about the challenges which you encounter and overcome, and you move forward. Let me elaborate. Why only startup? Any business when you're setting up, even a traditional business, because I have set up traditional businesses earlier. So whether it's a business or a startup, if you do not have challenges, then maybe you're not doing something right, or maybe you're not trying hard enough, or not building something big enough. So challenges are always there. So of course, like I mentioned, COVID was one big challenge. We have had other challenges where we are trying to do something different, which is from the way it's happening today, and we run into technical challenges or limitations, so as to say, trying to find a way around it. Then we've had challenges where we've done something which is we have a patent on, and one of the big companies decide to do it. So then we have to decide, when do we start fighting with them? Do we start fighting now, or do we wait until we have more resources at our disposal before we start fighting them? We've had challenges where somebody in the team does something significantly wrong because of ignorance, and it created a problem on the product side, which for that person it was one day of mistake. For correcting it took us many days. So I think all those are part of the ongoing process. But if I had to talk about challenges in my journey forward, I think the biggest challenge has been creating awareness about what we are doing, because people need what we are doing, but most people do not know there's such a solution is available. And being bootstrapped, we didn't have the deep pockets to let everybody know. that we are there. We didn't have the money to make a splash, which is something a lot of startups are able to do. So that's one thing which I thought was a limiting factor. Of course, the decision was mine not to take investment, but on hindsight, it might have been a good idea to maybe pick up that money only from this perspective, to have a bigger splash, to connect with the right customers, because, I'm building the product in India. So India is a great place to build products because we have the brains, we have the technology skills. But India is not necessarily the best place to sell a tech solution. So there, it's like this. The customers you can connect to may not value this product because they're not big enough. And the ones who need the product, the big ones, they are either headquartered in other countries which are not in India, or reaching the head office is not easy. So even those are the challenges in India which are not so going to the Middle East, Southeast Asia or US, which is why that's where we are headed now.
What you are building, this product, Rajat, HyLyt, I think a lot of advertising dollar need to be pumped in to educate the potential customer that hey, this product exists and this is how it is going to help you. And for that, me even running an Instagram ad or an influencer marketing, something like that, will cost you money. And certainly you'll be needing a fundraise for that.
Yes.
The US is a very big market. People believe in simplifying their life. So I see there is a product market fit over there. I could be a potential user because, I am very active on so many things. But it becomes challenging. So how we have solved that problem is by putting human power behind it, so that, my LinkedIn is getting accessed by one of my admin who is compiling everything. But, if a tool is out there, then, it saves so much more time and privacy also,
True.
Let's talk about, the data privacy, because that is big. Now, here is a layer which has all the user ID password of all the accounts of your end user. What you are doing to protect that, and how it is going to play out.
So, today, data privacy, on one side, it's very important, very needed by everybody. Yet, I think we have all kind of been hit by the social media bug, so as to say. We all are not very careful always what we put on social media channels or what we are sharing with others. And the challenge here is, today most platforms are made to encourage information sharing, and they give very limited options which are not default options to prevent the information from getting in the wrong hands. And that is, according to me, a big challenge, because it's my information, and I need to have some way to make sure it doesn't get in the wrong hands. So, the phrase we use at HyLyt is, we help you prevent information going from the people you know to the people you don't know. So, that is what data privacy and data leakage is all about. There are enough products out there which help you take care of cyber attacks, hacking, and all those things. And that is not the space we are going on, because the problem has already been solved. So I will be just one more solution there. But a place where it needs multiple people solving the problem is, how do you ensure that when I'm sending some information to someone, they cannot send it to others?
Right.
So that is where we are coming in, by giving you that kind of a solution.
Okay. That would be big.
Yeah. So that is where we are enabling our product to give those kind of things. Plus, there are studies which say that more than 60% employees accept they take some business data when they're changing jobs. Now, This is again data coming from big consulting companies. Now, if 60% people are accepting it, then I'm sure we know that the number is way higher. And
Yeah.
this is a challenge for a lot of businesses. So that's another place where we are helping people, to make sure that they have better control of what people are doing with their information, so that they can remove and pull back information when employees are leaving, and then transfer this to the new people who join in their place, reduce the gaps in knowledge transfer and reduce the learning curve. Because attrition is a reality. None of us can avoid it.
Right.
Information loss doesn't have to be a reality, or information leakage.
Yeah.
And we can help you there.
Yeah. So let's now move away from HyLyt and let's talk about your skydiving. How did that happen?
Well, I do have a wild side and I like to do some non-traditional stuff. So one of the trips, me and my wife were in Spain, and we saw this ad for skydiving. It was scary, and the thought was scary, but I said, okay, why not? Let's go for it and try. And obviously it was very scary because, you're dealing with a total unknown. We have not done it before. You don't know how it will happen, what will happen, but luckily managed. Came back in one piece. It is a lifetime memory and a very thrilling experience as such. So
Yeah, I have I'm afraid of heights, and here, giving control to somebody else, because it is point of no return. If you don't like it midway, you can't do anything.
no choice.
There is no choice. You have to come to the ground. So I can never think of myself doing skydiving. Fighter jet, another multiple G going in through you. You are getting pinned to your seat. How did that happen? Where did it happen? What was the experience?
So that happened in the US, near Las Vegas. So I was there and I read this ad and somehow it caught my attention. So I thought, let's do it. Then obviously it was exciting, but scary as well. So, and I did not know what I'm signing up for, very honestly, in this case. Before I signed up, I did not know what all will happen. So as it was about a couple of, I think, hour or 2 hours drive from Las Vegas, if I remember correctly. So first I thought, okay, I'll do it. Then I decided against it. But then it kept, circling back in your memory. Something catches your fancy and it doesn't leave. So then I said, I don't want to regret this, that let's say I go back and then later I realize I wanted to do it, then I will regret it. So I went. There was I think 2-3 hours of training, 4 hours of training. And then they allowed me, of course I had a co-pilot. So I said, okay, what if I do something wrong? He says, don't worry, I have your back. The minute I see you're doing something wrong, I can literally take over in few seconds. I said, isn't that too long? Even a few seconds and I make a mistake, what we both end up dead. He says, don't worry, I've done it 1,000 times, you don't need to worry. But the surprising thing is all that fear which was there before I got onto the seat, once you sit on the seat and they harness you in, it gives you a sense of security which totally put me at ease. No words from the instructor put me at ease as much as the fact that once I sat on the seat and how they harnessed me in. So somehow I got very comfortable. And later the instructor told me he was like the nervous wreck I was before I started and what I was during the journey. He was surprised himself. He said, I didn't expect you to do that. So in that, they made me do sorties in the air. I actually did a vertical climb with a spiral down. I was able to fly the aircraft upside down and flying it very near the ground. Of course, he was on a mic telling me what to do every time. It was not that I was doing it alone by myself, but following his instructions, I was able to do all that. So,
Wow.
and that was crazy, but I think one of my most memorable experiences till date. That amazing feeling of doing something so.
You are really an entrepreneur. You try new things. So when you have that bug in you.
Thank you.
Modeling.
Sorry?
Modeling. You were a model.
Okay. So a friend of mine was running a spa. So she requested, that she was looking for some people. So she got about 3, 4 people together and she requested me. So I said, why not, try something different. Why go with the norm? So again, it was it was not really a paid assignment as such, but more to help a friend. And
Right.
seemed that whatever things were shot, they became very popular. And before I knew it, my pictures were at 4 airports in the world: Delhi, Mumbai, Goa, and Spain again. So Spain seems to have a common connect somewhere.
This is great. This is great. When you go out of your league and, try to help other entrepreneurs and business people, it completes the circle and, you will get the reward somewhere, somehow.
Absolutely, yeah. That's something I strongly believe in, and that's my reason for TiE, because that's why I said, when I attended the first event, I saw the value TiE as a platform brings to all individuals, entrepreneurs, and that's why I've been a very active member of TiE always, because
Right.
if we are lucky to have something, we have the responsibility to help others also who may
Yes.
be on a journey and need that little help and push or support.
Yeah, absolutely. And Rajat, I would like to bring you on my another podcast, which is live, and that we do mentorship sessions for startup founders, because you are a seasoned 30 plus years of entrepreneurial experience that you have. You can guide the startup founders for so many pitfalls that, if they know early enough, they will not fall into it, So, I would like to request your time, and my team will reach out to you to schedule that on the calendar. You are also an investor. So, in another episode, we would like to talk about your investment journey as the angel. Again, we will reach out to you and, set up a time for that. Because I feel then the story will be complete. Here is a successful entrepreneur who is now a startup founder and who is also an investor. So the other side of the table also. What investor like you look into a startup founders to invest in them, and that story need to be told. So thank you so much for today's time. We will process this podcast and we will release it. All the best to you for HyLyt. If we could be of any help to you in promoting your product here in the US, do let me know. I will certainly work with you in finding you the right co-founder and a sales partner here in the US. US is certainly your market. I can see that after listening to what you have to offer. So once again, Rajat, thank you so much for your time for this podcast today.
And thank you so much, Anshuman, for inviting me.